everyone within this district and to bless our government for continued progress. We chant to Bhagavan Sri Ganesha and Bhagavan Shankar during this holy month of Shravan.
Om Shubham Karotu Kalyanam Adrogyam Sukha Sampada
Shatru Buddhi Vinashaye Deepo Jyotir Namostute Gajananam Bhuta Ganadi Sevitam Kapita Jambo Phalisad Bhakshanam Umasudam Shoka Vinashikarakam Namami Viganeshwar Pad Pankajam Om Karpura Gauram Karunavataram Sansar Saram Bhujagindraharam Saravasantam Hridayadavinde Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardanam Urvarukameva Vandanat Mrityo Mukshe Amamritat Om Shanti 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 Hare Om Shriman Mahaganadipati Bhagavan Ki Jai Shri Shankar Bhagavan Ki Jai.
All protocols observed. As usual, as Muslims, we prayed in Arabic, and then I'll translate into the English. Let us all pray. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين Amen. We seek refuge in God Almighty from Satan the rejected. In the name of God Almighty, most gracious, most merciful, all praise is due to God Almighty, Lord of the worlds, most gracious, most merciful, Master on the day of judgment. Thee alone we worship, and Thee alone we beg for assistance. Guide us on the straight path, the path that You have favored, not on the path of those who have gone astray or earned Thy anger. Amen.
His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Honorable Dr. Frank Anthony, Minister of Health, Honorable Sonia Parag, Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Mr. Wattings, Regional Vice Chairman, Regional Executive Officer, and other officials of the Regional Democratic Council, Region Number 5, Chinese Ambassador, Her Excellency Madam Zhang Wang, and other officials from the Chinese Embassy, members of the Diplomatic Corps, special invitees, residents of Region Number 5, a pleasant good afternoon to you, and let me welcome you to this commissioning of the Bath Regional Hospital. The opening of this facility has added to the continued development and progress of Region Number 5 and its people. I must say how thankful and proud we are to have such a modern facility in the largest agriculture producing region in Guyana. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to call on the CAMC engineers for the lion dance. These are the engineers that would have worked at this facility. Kindly put your hands together as they perform a cultural dance for us. Thank you, KAMSI engineers. And they would have played a vital role in the construction of this Bat Regional Hospital. Thank you. I'll now ask to come on stage the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, and a representative from KAMSI to do the symbolic handing over of the key. Indeed, this facility was constructed by KAMSI, and it is now being handed over to the Ministry of Health, after which we will have brief remarks from the Honorable Minister.
His Excellency, President Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali, my colleague in Cabinet, Minister Sonia Parag, the Regional Chairman of Region Number 5, Mr. Vic Chan, Vice Chairman Ryan Peters, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Mr. Watkins, Chinese Ambassador to Guyana, Ms. Yang Yang, and our PAHO representative to Guyana, Dr. Kim Dickinson, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the people of Region 5. It is indeed a privilege to stand before you today as we witness yet another milestone in Guyana's journey towards building a world-class healthcare system. This transformation is led by His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali, the President of our country, whose vision and dedication has made progress possible. Mr. President, we have seen a transformation of our country led by you over the last couple of years, and your leadership reminds us that real development is not measured only in economic growth, but in health, in safety, and in dignity of our people. The investments you have championed in the area of health, in digital health, in modern hospitals, in new health centers, in public-private partnerships, have all been preparing Guyana to meet its needs now and for the future. And you are positioning our country as the healthcare leader of the Caribbean and beyond. Today, it is yet another big dream being realized, and it marks a proud moment for the people of Region 5 as we complete and will now open the Bat Regional Hospital. What can we expect from this facility? This facility, we have 75 inpatient beds, and in this facility, you will have 24 hours accident and emergency that would be available to the population. We also have a department for medical imaging, and in that department, we have ultrasound, we have x-rays, and for the first time in Region 5, we now have a CT scanner. You would also, of course, have a 24-hour pharmacy, and we have a 24-hour laboratory. But I want to take a step a little back, because not so long ago, in 2020, when we came to government and we came to this region, we had two hospitals that were functioning in the region. And both of them was functioning in a suboptimal way. Maikoni Hospital, for example, did not have enough space in the outpatient department so that patients would be able to stay there. We did not have a modern accident and emergency, and Maikoni did not have a proper operating theater. We also did not have, at that hospital, a functioning X-ray machine. When you come to Fort Wellington, while we had a number of inpatient beds, we had a small accident and emergency. I recall that when I went to visit and look at the X-ray that was in Fort Wellington Hospital, that X-ray machine was more than 25 years or so old. And worse than that, if perchance you touch certain areas of that machine, you could get an electric shock. And that was the state of what we took over. And we are proud that over these last few years, at the Fort Wellington Hospital, we were able to put in a brand new Siemens X-ray so that we can do X-rays for the people in Region 5. And we did another one at Maikoni. And so that one also has been providing service for the people in this region. In the past, at Maikoni Hospital, where we were only doing maybe lumps and bumps prior to 2020, we have started to do elective surgeries. And in those elective surgeries, we have done close to 500 elective surgeries already. And think about that. That's one small operating theater that we have at Maikoni. And a lot of the patients who need surgical services would have had to travel either to New Amsterdam to get those services, or they would have to go to Georgetown. This hospital is going to change that, because in this hospital, we have 3 brand new operating theater with all the necessary equipment. And so we are going to be doing elective surgeries here, and we can do emergency surgeries as well. We can do orthopedic surgeries and a whole host of other things that would be done at this hospital. Someone asked me what it is that is different from what existed before that you will have at this hospital. And there are a number of differences. Maikoni does not, or Region 5, does not have dialysis. And if there's a patient that needs dialysis in this region, your option is either to go to Georgetown or to go to New Amsterdam. This hospital now would have 2 dialysis units for the people in Region 5. We would also have a modern birthing suite at this hospital so that anyone who want to give birth here would have a safe delivery in this hospital. We also have in this facility, for the first time in this region, a modern ICU care unit. And in that unit, we have 3 beds for the patients who would be coming here. We also have a step-down unit, a 2-bed step-down unit. So if you're not sick enough to be in the ICU, but you're sicker than what we need in the regular ward, you'll be able to go to the step-down unit. and get the best care possible. When you have a chance to go through the hospital, and after this ceremony, you'll be able to see the quality of the wards that we have at this hospital. And when I say the quality of wards, it differs from anything that you have had before. Because at Fort Wellington, most of the wards there are open wards, or in Maikoni, they are open wards. But here, in the rooms that we have here, for every room, there are 5 beds, and in that room, you will have a toilet and a bath. So you no longer have to go along the corridor to find a toilet or a bath. It's all within that room. And it would give the patients better privacy and give them the much dignity that you need when you're in the hospital. Apart from all the modern facility that we have put into this hospital, we also recognize that after COVID, that one of the biggest challenges we had with COVID was to ensure we got oxygen. And so in each one of these hospitals, we have on site a modern oxygen plant that would be generating oxygen for the hospital. And there are many other amenities that is there. But I think what you're seeing is the steps that the government has taken for us to move towards a world-class healthcare system. You know, in this region, up to about 2020, we had just about 15 health centers. And over the last 3 years, we have built and equipped an additional 4 health centers in the region. So not only are we looking at tertiary care in the region, but we are ensuring that we can have good primary care as well. And we have been able to introduce in the region a number of programs, such as our diabetes programs, the program dealing with hypertension and cardiovascular disease. And all of this, with this new facility, we'll be able to serve the patients better. So I'm very pleased this afternoon that we are here at the opening of this beautiful facility that I'm sure would serve the people of Region 5, and it would serve them well. I want to say to the staff that while we have built a beautiful infrastructure and equip it, this institution is only going to be as strong and as good as the staff that we have. And we expect that you would give good service. You know, one of the things that we need to do, because when people come to us in any one of our medical institutions, is people are coming when they're most vulnerable. And we want to ensure that when people come to us, that we treat them with compassion and we treat them with empathy so that we are contributing to them getting healed faster. So I know we have dedicated people who have worked in the system for quite some time, and I want to ensure that we continue to work and make sure that our patients are comfortable. I also want to say to the people of Region 5, this is your institution, and we want you to take care of it. So today, I'm very proud to join His Excellency as we commission this brand new hospital for the people of Region 5. I'm sure that with this hospital, we'll ensure that we have healthier families, stronger communities, and we can look forward to a brighter future for Region 5. Thank you. I now want to use this opportunity to quickly introduce some of the persons who will be heading the various departments here at this hospital. I want to call on Dr. Daniel Robertson, the medical superintendent of the hospital. I want to call Mr. Sasha Wong, the hospital administrator. Nurse Harriet Bailey, the matron of this hospital. Dr. Clavis Tapin, the head of internal medicine at this hospital. Dr. Mohamed Ali, the head of orthopedics. Dr. Rondell Stewart, the head of obstetrics and gynecology. Dr. Nikita Bindranath, the head of outpatients department. Dr. Lisetti Cardonell, the head of radiology at the hospital. Dr. Kimberly Alstrom, the head of the dental department at the hospital. And Dr. Shion Tony, the head of psychiatry at the hospital. These are some of the doctors who would be working at the hospital. Can I invite you to come in front? What's that? Huh? What's his name? And we have the head of the ICU. Can I invite you on stage?
Thank you, Minister Anthony, for sharing with us the many services that will be offered here at the Bath Regional Hospital. Indeed, Region 5 is very grateful for this facility. I will now like to invite on stage the Barbie's Delight Group for a cultural performance. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly put your hands together as they make their way on stage. yes, Region 5 has talent also. Let us put our hands together once again for the Barbies Delight Dance Group. Over the past 5 years, Guyana has experienced massive growth and development in all its sectors, especially in the health sector, and today's commissioning of the Bath Regional Hospital is a testimony to his visionary leadership and commitment to provide a world-class healthcare services for the people of Guyana. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly stand as I invite to the podium His Excellency, Dr. Mohamed Irfaan, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, to deliver the feature address.
Thank you very much. Please have your seats. First of all, allow me to congratulate the Minister of Health, his team from the Ministry of Health, the regional authorities, the contractor, consultant, VICAB Engineering, the doctors, nurses, all our medical professionals here. I want to thank our religious leaders for being here. They're an important part in all aspects of care. But most importantly, you, my respected elders and brothers and sisters of Region 5, who will be the ultimate beneficiary of the services that this institution will provide. I want to congratulate all of you today, and I want to say today is a remarkable day in the history of Region 5. The Ambassador of China to Guyana, we are very pleased that you two are here at this very important occasion. Now, when you entrusted a government to lead your development, when you entrusted a government to fulfill its commitment and promises that it would have made to you when they seek your vote, and you see before your eyes that entrustment, that trust that you place in the government hand has resulted in this enormous accomplishment and fulfillment of promise, then you must be proud that you place your trust in an entity, being the government, that has fulfilled its mandate. You must be proud that the dignity through which you exercise that democratic right, the faith through which you exercise that democratic right, has led not to betrayal, has led not to mistrust, but has led to full and complete fulfillment of commitment and promise. Today we celebrate a facility that is second to none. Since we've been opening up these hospitals, I've received tons of messages from across the Caribbean congratulating us and asking a very simple question: will the services of the hospital be available to the citizens of the rest of the region? That tells you that a lot of our brothers and sisters are looking on, and they are proud and confident about what we are accomplishing in Guyana. And not only proud and confident, but they want to be assured that the development that we are advancing in Guyana will also lead to their own development and advancement. And we have made it very clear that the prosperity of Guyana must lead to the prosperity of this region. As the pastor prayed, he made a very important point, and that is, how do we manage this gift of development? How do we manage this gift of progress? How do we manage this blessing of advancement that is placed before us? Do we use it for the advancement of humanity? Do we use it for the unification of humanity? Or do we fail in these duties, fail in these important aspects of what the spiritual realm of life would want us to do? And these are important questions, because this facility by itself is testament to a government that is developing our country to remove inequality, to improve services across the board, and to bring parity with those who can afford it from the private hospital and those who will also get the same level of service from a public hospital. And we must not take these things for granted. Our nurses here today, you must not take for granted the fact that you can be trained right here in Guyana free of cost now. You must not take for granted that you can do a degree in nursing, that we've increased the salaries for nurses by over 100%, that we're building other facilities for our nurses, and we've committed to supporting them further. Because we are grateful for your service. But you too must be grateful for the advances that is being made in our society. We have a duty to so do. Our government has shown enduring love. What enduring love is? Enduring love is love for every season. Love beyond region. Love beyond individual. Love beyond how we look. And that love is manifested in the investments that we are making in people. Dr. Anthony would have outlined to you today what are some of the features of this new hospital. The CT scan that you will now have here is a 20-plus CT scan. What did you have before? 0. From 0 to a modern 20-ply CT scan. Dialysis. You will now have 2 chairs available here for dialysis. What did you have before? 0. From 0 to 2 chairs for dialysis. You will have support for every single level of eye care. Every single level. What did you have before? 0. Today with this new hospital, you will have services in eye care for every single level. Doesn't that deserve a huge round of applause? The people of Region 5, are you hearing me? Well, let me hear you. You must not sit quietly on your accomplishment. You must learn to support and celebrate your own accomplishment. No one will come from outside and celebrate who you are. Are you happy today for this facility? No, I can't hear you. On September 1st, I want to hear you louder. And our nurses too. I want those smiles out on September 1st. Because we have invested in you, and I'm not shy. I'm a very direct person. I don't shy away from the facts and the truth. I don't shy away from work. I don't shy away from responsibility. I don't shy away from the facts and the truth. And if there is anyone in our society who must acknowledge the work of the government, people, because we have worked for every single person in this country. Nice, now I'm hearing you. Lab services in this region. This hospital alone will expand and increase availability of lab services by more than 40%. You had 2 ultrasound machines before. In this new facility alone, you will now have 3 ultrasound machines. Our mothers and newborn babies, you had 0 access to NICU, neonatal care units, specialized units for your children. You had 0 before. With this facility, you now have an NICU for 4 babies. Before this facility, you had 0 ICU beds. Today, with this new facility, we now have 3 ICU beds for you in this region. You had 1 operating theater. This second tent, I want to hear you. This one over here. You have 1 operating theater before. Today, you have with this new facility 3 operating theater. Good. This is what we have invested in here. A state-of-the-art facility, a modern facility in Region 5, because you deserve equal care and equal treatment like any other region in this country. Progress, baby, progress. My friends, I want to remind you that quality health care is also linked to quality life. And quality life is about how we treat our bodies and how we take care of ourselves from birth to the day to our predetermined exit. And that is captured in medical science by something called primary health care. Primary health care includes lifestyle decisions, lifestyle choices. It includes the type of food we eat. It includes our levels of alcohol consumption, how we abuse our body. And one of the important things to prevent you from even coming to a facility like this is how we address primary health care. And we are launching a program that would enable our population across the country to improve their quality of life through quality of decision making. But one of the important aspects of primary health care is also primary data. We can't address in a comprehensive or holistic way the medical and health transformation of our citizens if we don't have data. So we are launching through the Ministry of Health the National Health Information System and the Patient Management Information System. This system would enable us to capture data that would allow us to have early intervention, early care, early diagnostics, so that it gives you a longer and healthier life. So you will see a lot of emphasis being placed on these investments in the coming months and years. To support these investments, you will see we'll be launching a comprehensive lab integration service across our country. Just like you see us putting down these containerized police outposts, we'll be putting down containerized labs across our country, especially in the larger communities, integrating those labs with health development and healthcare management. And yes, we will be keeping the diabetic center at Fort Wellington in addition with this one, but we want to do better than that. We want to have these facilities where the population can go. You go to work, you stop in, you check your sugar level, so you know how to behave that day. So we are building these facilities to allow easy living. And Region 5, because of the population set and the dynamics of the population, which is a population string basically along the highway, with some communities having a few streets, you are what we consider in health science one sample size. The size of the population in Region 5 is one sample size. And I see Dr. Cummings here. He will tell you that in health science, sample size and sample characteristics are important parameters for national policy making. And your population here is also very representative of the population mix of the country. So it gives us a very good sample size and sample matrix for healthcare policy making. So we will be working in Region 5 to develop a holistic approach towards primary health care. And that is key and critical for us. But to support healthy life, you also need good infrastructure. You need good drainage. You need good recreational facilities. You need good parks where your family can go and walk. You need healthy environment. Am I not right? Yeah? Okay. To get these things, we have to invest. And those are the areas of investment that sometimes we ignore when we speak about a healthy life and a healthy community. A healthy life and a healthy community is directly linked to the social system, to the infrastructure, to educational levels, because it is normally not true in every instance, but with every better level of education you achieve, you're supposed to make better decisions. That's the theory. It's not necessarily true. Because I have seen very educated person saying 32 is more than 33. I like that laugh. So, investment in education is also directly correlated to quality of health. Because if we have everyone having better access to education, then we having everyone having better access to making more informed decisions. Right, Pastor? And so to the church, the mosque, and the temple have important responsibilities in changing and supporting the social dynamics of a society that influences behavior and behavioral style. And that is why we are going to also work through direct investment and direct support with the churches, the temples, and the mosques to support this transformation in our society. it is not only spiritual education, is linked directly to behavior. And collectively, the spiritual leaders will be failing in their duty and responsibility if they do not make full use of the opportunities that the state provide to better serve humanity. And that is why the words of the pastor were so important, because he understands this philosophically. Sometimes we are of the narrow view that there is a mismatch, but there is an equal burden and responsibility on our leaders in the churches and temples and mosques to ensure that those under their stewardship are living a quality life by having access to the infrastructure
and by educating and encouraging them to do what is right and be part of the system. So it must be an all-in-one approach. Health and education are not single barrel. They are highly integrated and linked to an all-in-one approach to development.
Important in this region, therefore, is the expansion of the roadways. In the next 5 years, your own 4-lane highway that you will have here in Region 5, your expanded housing with direct support to owning your own homes and building your own homes and expanding your own homes. Do you want that? I can't hear you. Direct support in investing in agriculture and small businesses. The Rice Stabilization Fund, insurance for our rice farmers, the building out of a feed plant here to support our livestock industry, the development of pasture lands, expansion of aquaculture, direct support for cash crop development, improved land ownership and land development, investment in farm-to-market access roads, and with every single society and in every single development, there must be a level of entertainment that is specific for that region. In this region, you're known for horse racing. Am I right? No? Well, then let me take this investment to another region. Huh? So, we have passed modern legislation to govern the way in which we develop this industry. Because this is an industry. And we have decided that we are going to build a world-class facility here in Region 5. So your region is going to benefit enormously from the to our healthcare workers. We have already finalized the plans to have accommodation facilities in this region. And as we pursue the development of this region, it is important that we understand in a holistic way, not in a seasonal way. Look, I'm not telling you what to do on September 1st. Your conscience already told you what you have to do. Thank you. Thank you. That's right. Your conscience is loud and clear. Can I tell you what her conscience said? She voted for me and the PPPC. I just repeated what her conscience said. Yes. So as we advance in this new era of transformation, there are some things that we cannot overlook. We cannot overlook that in the last 5 years, we have trained more health professionals than any other time in the history of our country. We cannot avoid the truth that we have increased the salaries of healthcare workers massively in the last 5 years. And it will continue. Where are nurses? Are nurses here? Let me see your hands if you're here. And you know the truth, right? I am very, very straight on the truth. And we have gaps in our human resources. And we will have to fill those gaps in the short term. And I've mandated the Minister of Health to ensure that we bring in every single skill that is needed in this short and medium term. Whatever skill level, he has the authority to bring that skill level, because I do not want to hear that we don't have the doctors, the nurses, the lab technicians, or anyone at these hospitals to provide quality care. And I'll say it publicly, the permanent secretary and the minister, they are responsible for this. And they have absolutely no excuse, because I've given the minister full authority to have this done. Those who love the system and love what they'll do will grow with the system, and they will reap enormous benefit in the future. But those who do not want to grow, and those who are not willing to make this short-term sacrifice as they continue to grow, to give quality care and quality service, then we will not accept that. I'm sorry, we just cannot. We are making too much investment to accept any level of service that is below par. And this is not about the government. This is about the people. They deserve the best that we are investing in for them. I love you so much too. Over the last 5 years, we have built 12 new hospitals. Already completed more than 26 new health centers, with 3 more in progress. We have upgraded by expending close to $15 billion, more than 400 health facilities across our country. And we have invested in every single region of our country. We are now advancing our medical system to have a modern oncology hospital, stroke rehabilitation facility, so that our patients who need cancer care will get it right here in Guyana. So that we can work with a modern rehabilitative care infrastructure for those who need rehabilitative care. We're rolling out telemedicine We are now developing a healthcare app. We now have close to 90% availability of medical supplies in our hospitals. We are working with Northwell on building out the infrastructure for emergency medicine, including ambulance services. We just took the decision that this service will now come under one umbrella in the Ministry of Health. And I hope that they have started the work on advancing this. We promise you continued improvement in benefits and salaries and welfare, notwithstanding that in a cumulative way, we've increased salaries by almost 50% already across the board for health workers. Not to forget our health workers, that for the first time we spent $612 million on a one-off bonus, benefiting 9,200 health workers. We invested $400 million directly to support our frontline workers. Our workers working in hinterland communities, we now have risk allowance, remote area incentive, professional qualification allowances for postgraduate training. Not only are we giving you the training free, but we are paying you for it when we finish. We're going to continue to invest until we have the best health service that any citizen in the world can enjoy right here in Guyana. We've introduced heart, diabetes, and cancer screening programs. We've supported over 22,000 surgeries annually, including brain and cardiac procedures. We've expanded breast and cervical cancer screening. We have constructed new pathology lab. We have launched the National Dialysis Support System for $600,000 annually. These are all investments that we have made in the last 5 years. We're investing also in mental health, because mental health is important. It is important that we address this issue that is now global in nature. So my friends, as we continue on this journey of development, I also want to share with you some additional information. Peritoneal dialysis. We have 25 patients. Imagine this. Tell me which government in the world is doing this. 25 patients who receive care for a peritoneal dialysis. And we are spending on those 25 patients alone on the fluids $150 million annually. And yesterday, we decided that they too, in addition to this $150 million, must benefit from the $600,000 annual grant. Isn't this a government that cares? Isn't this a government that cares? But we are not stopping only at care delivery. We have thrown out a challenge to the private sector that with an investment of between $15 to $20 million, we can establish a facility in Guyana for all the fluids, including the peritoneal fluids and what we commonly call saline. so that we can produce it right here in Guyana for here and the rest of the Caribbean. That is what we're talking about. We are not tinkering on the edges of development. We're talking real transformation. The building out of a biopharma industry. Ambassador was telling me about the establishment of a syringe plant to service the entire CELAC region. That is what we're talking about. That is what we'll be co-investing in with the private sector. So that not only are we providing health care, but we are providing first world opportunity for our human resources in Guyana to work in these facilities. Higher level jobs, higher skilled jobs. We are building a world-class healthcare system. We are building for the future. Electronic health records, telehealth, AI in health, working with Mount Sinai and Northwell. And I told them, I don't want to be second, I want to be first. Let us be part of the, what they call remote surgical bots. That is, the surgeons can be in India and they can remotely, with robots, conduct a surgery in Guyana with the support of a surgical team. That is where we are going. Not tinkering on the edges. Building strong. We want a facility that is dedicated to highly complex and specialized care, that is linked to our doctors across the world, that is driven on the backbone of technology and science, cutting-edge science and technology. I believe firmly in the gift of God in enabling humans to be so creative in their scientific advancement. Note, Pastor, scientists may put it differently, but you heard what I said. The gift of God that they inherit. I believe that we must leverage this gift and leverage these advancements, especially for small societies like ours. And that is where transformation is. Not in these shadow games people playing. It's in high-level, complex analytics. It's developing policies at a global stage and understanding how